On every fucking one, every rating agency we spoke to, every time they come out with more downgrades, we have to go and analyze on the exposure we had got in the regs of it. So it's fairly time consuming. Foster said the problem we're going to face is that we're going to have enormous downgrades on the stuff that we have to. So we sports of sit there with a $60 billion CDO's book, and now we are short of sitting and saying it's super senior. It isn't going to be so much longer before we are saying we have to got $20 billion of single air risk, and that's going to happen. There's no doubt about it. Do you think it's going down in first single A? Asked Faust. Oh yeah, said Foster. It's going to get very, very ugly. The conversation turned to another potential problem given what the market was doing. The value of the super senior range was getting a hit even without ratings degree. Downgrade how was AG going to avoid making down the value of the securities it inserted, which would also result in collateral calls. Is there an event could cause the lower of marks? Asked Frost. Foster replied that the rumbling of downgrades by the rating agency will inevitably cause counterparties to focus on against marks, which were still a pair. I mean, we have to mark it, he told Frost. We are fucking basically, he concluded. It took only 2 weeks after that conversation for Frost and Foster was nightmare to come true. In July 26, a junior AGFP official sent France a short image with him heading, "Sorry to bother you." Frost had left for vacation. It read, "Margain coming your way. Wanting to give you a hands up." "Oh, what?" asked Frost. 20 of Super Senior, replied the official. The next day, the demand for cash officially arrived. It sold $1.8 billion, meaning that the counterparty was claiming that $20 billion in super seniors that AIG had grabbed had declined by that amount, and FP had a contractual obligation to make up the difference. FP executives were astounded at the size of the demand. It hit out of the blue, and a fucking number that's well bigger than we ever planned for. Foster complained in another phone call a few days later. Nor was this your run-of-the-mill counterparty that was making this demand. It was Goldman Sachs. Fay said with its first collateral call, IGFP posted a bank hard for the next few days. FP and Goldman Sachs argued ferociously about how much collateral AG needed to put it. FP insists that because the actual underlying collateral remained sound, it was not required to market the securities to market and could keep in a pair, which meant it didn't have to put any cash. It also argued that Goldman was unfairly lowballing the marks the excuse more cash out of AIG than was justified. For its part, Goldman argued that under the terms of the contract, it didn't matter how sound the underlying collateral was. That matter was how the market was valuing at any given moment. At this given moment, the market was saying that the value of the super seniors had declined. The, Therefore, marks had to be lowered and he had to put up cash to obscure the rules of the game. In August 1, FB exit Epstein had an email poster. He had just gotten off what they described as a talk call with Goldman. The firm he said was not building and acting irrationality. I played almost every card I had. He wrote legal wording, American practices, intent of the language, and also stressed the potentials demanded to the relationships. Goldman was unmoved, mainly while Holman such executives view as the irrational party. Goldman was making similar demands to counterparties all over town. Nobody was happy about it, but nobody was fitting in like AIG. These were head-biting conversations, such as former Goldman employee. On August 2, Casano got involved. Taking another look at the marks, Goldman lowered its collateral demand to $1.2 billion and sent a new spreadsheet with in marks for the disputed securities, and EIG accounted they put together a spreadsheet for Casano showing how Merrill Lynch was lowballing the same securities. Goldman had one CDO's value at 85% on the dollar. Merrill had it at 98%. Goldman had another CDOs on 84 cents instead. Merrill value on 99 cents and had them both value at per.